Ideas are personal. Ideas fill us with hope. Ideas are a light in darkness because ideas mean that imagination is alive. I mean, think about it, right? People don't spend much time building ideas around something they think is hopeless. If I asked you, do you have an idea? It would communicate that you matter and that I want to hear from you. And if we all participated in this, think of how many ideas we could gather. Having more ideas gives depth to countless areas of life, to your policy meetings, your business endeavors, your military campaigns, environmental concerns, and even how your family decides on dinner. Coincidentally, your ability to receive these ideas is a simple way of offering dignity and respect to people in your life. David Osseberger, the author and counselor, says that being heard is so close to being loved that for the average person, they are almost indistinguishable. Ideas are sacred, and I think we need to create space for more ideas. Tonight, I want to show you one way that we can achieve more ideas. The strategy is a micro piece of a larger brainstorming process that I call the gathering stage. And it's really simple. You ask a group of people for an idea, and you gather all the ideas before you offer critique or criticism. Letting the presented ideas bounce around stimulates other ideas from different people. There's a time for critique, but it's never in the gathering stage of the brainstorm process. The challenge, though, for each of us is that most people and groups think that they brainstorm well. So you have to listen for the details closely. The details are key to gathering more ideas. So let's pretend that you're an owner of a store on Main Street who has just read an article correlating the time a person is in your store with the amount that person spends. You call the staff together and you brief the employees on your newfound knowledge. And you might say something like this: I want to create a ton of ideas around a question, but here's the thing. You're not allowed to critique with any of the ideas with your words, your body language, or even your eye rolls. I just want to hear a ton of ideas and listing them out. And so you ask the question, how do we keep customers in the store longer? One brave employee speaks up and says, well, what if we spread items out? Great, you write it down. Another says, well, how about we greet customers at the door? You write it down. A cashier says, what if we change the playlist? You write it down. It triggers another idea from someone. Well, what if we had a playlist of nothing but local artists? You write it down. Employees start rattling off the ideas. One employee says, what if we had an employee recommendation card so that people could see what items we like in the store? What if we had coffee in winter and lemonade in summer, dimmer lights, pleasant smells, cleaner bathrooms, a holiday art contest for local schools, a temperature focused on customers, not the employees? Listen, all of a sudden, as the owner, you quickly have 10 workable ideas that cost you almost nothing. And in the process of that, you're giving everyone dignity and respect. The best ideas are sometimes the 15th, 20th, or 30th idea offered, but we never get there because people shut down when self-labeled realists or pragmatists or devil's advocates are critiquing ideas in the gathering stage. I call these untimely critiques idea killers. Idea killers whisper to you, how could we ever do that? We don't have the space for that. That would take too long. And consequently, nothing is gained. Ideas are squashed and never shared, and the best solutions are never found. The alternative is to give space to all of the ideas to be shared and gathered. And note, it doesn't cost you anything to say, wow, instead of saying, how, right? We live in a time when we need incredible ideas from groups of people willing to work together, to lose the ego and to think about the greater good. And I believe that you have it in you, right? You were created to create. Forget about the times in your life when people unfairly and untimely told you your idea will never work. Screw them. Be bold. Share. The crazier, the better, because the craziest ideas challenge people to think deeper about what could be. Ideas are multiplied in this kind of environment. One idea can easily become 30 ideas. Imagine that. More ideas, more solutions. It sounds like an inspiring place to be to me.